Hey everyone, this is Uthris, and welcome back to Medieval Engineers. So last episode we finished up the market area for the most part, and some of these additional kind of market homes and stalls. Between episodes I went ahead and kind of built up the wall around here, kind of put in the final structure for this area, and this episode we're going to be basically building up this front wall that's going to be dividing the lower section to the middle ground. And the middle ground, I'm not 100% sure what I want for these structures. We don't have a whole lot of space. I mean, I can carve out some mountain for sure, but I know there's a church and so far a apiary that needs to be built. Those are the only suggestions, and so this video is hopefully going to spur some suggestions as to what we should have up here. I mean, I can put more housing, I can put maybe some more professions, or something a little bit more unique. I'm hoping for something a little bit more unique, and maybe I'm even thinking about putting something high fantasy, like maybe some sort of Zeppelin landing tower, or airship landing spot. Something interesting that kind of sets this tier apart for sure. But this episode, we're just going to be working on this wall. It's going to be something chill. I did drive 5 hours today through some pretty bad traffic. I was home visiting family back in West Virginia. I live in Maryland, so it's a little bit of a drive to get home. And let's see. Yeah. So these walls, as you can see, the walls are just a little bit taller than the normal towers. And the purpose of these is just to give a defensive point for once they're inside the walls. The outer walls are much better at just defending in general, and so you can see this viewpoint is great for overlooking the market and a little bit of the entryway. You can snipe people that are running around on the actual towers and defensive battlements. And this front gate is going to look kind of like our other main gate over there. It's just a little bit thinner because it's a little bit more protected just naturally where it is in the castle, so you don't have to worry too much about defenses. So let's go ahead and bring this up. I'm thinking I might actually have to do this at a different side. Actually, no. Nope. We can keep this going. I don't really show building these type of things very much, so hopefully you guys enjoy this. Now, the problem we're going to run into is connecting the wall to the actual defensive section here. And the way I'm going to fix that is simply we're going to raise up the floor one more level. And what that's going to allow us to do is build a staircase from here up to one more floor, and that'll give us a good point to work off from. So let me find a staircase. We're gonna have to mimic it on this side as well, because I like symmetrical structures. So here we go. I have been building for a little while, sculpting terrain, getting things a little bit more tidy in this area. Down here, hopefully once water is added, you know, this will be a canal of some sort that's just from the mountain springs that will be running through here, so that in case of a siege they have water. And of course, maybe back here I might make some type of reservoir or minor sewage system that will feed from this water source. So that's something to look forward to if they ever add water. Just hoping for that day they do, because it's a needed feature for sure. Let's see, need a block on this side. Now this is one of those times, like Space Engineers, where I really wish I had some sort of mirror building system. so we can actually produce both sides at once. I think that would be very useful, but I don't know how easy that would be to implement, considering just the asymmetricalness of medieval engineers in general. It's very non-symmetry structures usually. So let's keep throwing up our walls, and then let's see, these doors. I don't know how I want to handle the doors. I might have to actually just stick on these stone pillars to act as an area to put hinges, which is fine. It's not a big issue. But this is definitely a more narrow doorway than normal, so it's going to have double doors, just like the main gate, but they're going to be just a little bit smaller in size. Maybe not in height, but a little bit in width, because I think the main gate is 3 across here. Yeah, it's 3 across, so that's something to note. You're not going to be able to get as many people through here at once. I think I'm going to go with double door going up the side here, and then for this level you might do a window just to break it apart. Yeah, something like that. And then what we need supports that's going to be connecting the 2 towers. Like so. Now the nice thing about this being 2 sections apart, we don't have to worry about an awkward middle block for these archways. It just forms a nice barrel vault naturally. And then what we need is bring up these just a little bit more. This floor is just going to be completely hollow to give us the most room possible. And now we need to decide how these doors are going to fit. First things first, I need a vaulted kind of section here. And this is going to be acting as just a nice effect down into this lower door. Like that. So we're going to get this double kind of archway effect. And then from here, I want to try and leave the centerpiece here accessible straight across to the other side. So that means we're going to have to put the staircase in this corner. Well, we can put it on the inside corner, technically. I think right there is fine. And then let's just grab a wooden floor piece, fill in this gap here, so that window is usable. We can also bring up that stone pillar. And then just take it straight across, like so. I mean, it's definitely still a grand entryway for sure, coming up from this direction. It can get larger amounts of troops in and out, which is great, but it's probably too narrow for any major siege equipment, which is great for defensive purposes as well. Need to throw down, well, not a floor there, because that wouldn't work. How about here, here, and there? So the difference is this bridge is technically going to happen inside the tower instead of outside, like over there. Alright. And the windows are going to be on the corners on this floor, like that. And then what we will get is a wooden staircase. We need an arch here. This wooden support. Again, very useful for wooden staircases. It makes it feel like it's fully supported in its structure. So you can go up here to the top level of the battlement. Then for this, we're going to just use, I think, doorways. And then pillars to seal them off to make them windows. Like so. 2 very large windows for the people above here to watch out onto. And these corner ones, they do give vantage points, but definitely not the best for defending that area. It's more defending the entranceways and the building tops. And then this main upper section, let's first off put some wooden tops here for the gatehouse. And then just throw on some supports on these wooden platforms. We did hit a awesome milestone today, and that is we're up to 600 subscribers. And you know, thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel, commenting, hanging out. It means a lot for, you know, anyone that's doing YouTube. It's really hard to express how it feels, because you know, you don't want to sound fake in expressing gratitude like this, because pretty much every YouTuber is going to say kind of the same spiel. But I mean, I think it's just something that comes from the heart of just you don't expect anyone to even really notice your channel. Like I made this thing just because I'd be playing video games anyways, and recording them just becomes an extension of my gaming habit. So it's just you know, whether I was putting up on YouTube or not, I would be doing the exact same thing as I'm doing right now. So it just becomes a gamble pretty much of just like, well, hope someone likes it. And obviously you guys are taking a liking to it, and it's just a wonderful feeling. That's about all I can say. And thank you guys so much for subscribing. I think here, this is going to be interesting. If I can do something to separate out like this. And then what we can do is get some pillars. And so what this is going to do is allow traffic to go underneath this overhang, but then also give us an extension of battlement potential. And for these sections, because it would be so tall in this middle section, I use a sideways pillar just so the person can have a visual out that direction no matter what, but then have protection from the sides for sure still. Got a wonderful view of the entryway. And so archers here, if you lose the entryway, you can have people up here still shooting down once we get bows, if we get bows, or anything like that. And it just adds a little bit of character to that tower. And then, of course, what we need are these stone battlement slopes for these walls. Just like that. And I guess now we just go ahead and build up this side to match. And so we need these doorways, of course. flat stone walls to make it flush. Go on up. Put on the side of this floor, and I believe this floor was completely hollow, if I remember correctly. Come on, there we go. Now does that match this side? Yes, so far. What I need to do is add stone pillars. Need one there, and I used the wrong staircase in this section. Always make sure you're using the right staircase to fit the corner that you need. Otherwise you'll end up with something like that. Then here, you need a arch for the door, and corners, windows. It becomes much quicker once you build one side of it. You can kind of throw together the next side very quick. Very redundant for me to say that, by the way. It's quicker, and you can build it quick. So, there you go. Commentary can be pretty hard, at least for me. I'm kind of a shy person anyways, so talking non-stop can be a bit of an issue. Let's throw this up. We need to put a support pillar here for that, and I think there's going to be an arch here. At least that's what I usually do for staircases. Kind of gives it an underground storage section. Nope, nothing's here yet, so I have the capacity to do something. There we go. And then I can just bring up this pillar to match. And same with this one. Lay down all of our flooring. And there can't be flooring here. And boom, boom, boom. Something like that. And then the wooden staircase with the wooden support over here. Just like that. Our other version's kind of turned around, so my OCD is going to get the better of me here. There we go. And perfect. Put on the top, not over the staircase, because that's stupid. Corners. There we have that. Now we just need the little jut out to the side. Alright. There's that. Put our wooden floor. Now we just need our battlements. If I can find where I put those. Here's one. And of course, the nice thing is this is giving the whole Citadel a new profile by putting a taller structure back here. I might even want to put, no, the way the staircase is set up, I wanted to put maybe a thin tower in the middle with the coned roof to give it even more height, but I think I want siege equipment up here on these two platforms, so I won't be doing that. Now, the last Medieval Engineers update that came out last week, definitely lackluster in terms of building and things of that nature. I'm really hoping, for more survival elements here soon, so that I can make a survival series and we can, showcase good building techniques in survival mode, scaffolding, and how to survive in Medieval Engineers, because a lot of people will need that information if they're just getting the game. And I feel like once survival mode is added, just like Space Engineers, it'll have a little bit of a boom in terms of purchases and new players coming to the community, and they're going to need to know what the heck is going on. And I hope to assist in any way, but to do so, I'm going to have to, of course, play that game mode. Might help if I actually fly here. And come on, find that spot. Stuff like this, like just getting up here to put beams in creative mode, is going to be the challenge. So there is that. Our little gatehouse for the new area is pretty much complete. I'm gonna bring up these walls now. The map is getting big enough to where every block I place kind of lags for a half second or so. And that's when you know you're doing it right. That's when you know your map is getting to the point of something epic. Because Lothloria, when we were working there, it got a little out of control. And hopefully this won't, because, I do want it to be playable. Wow, we're already at 22 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a skip here. I'm going to try and finish up the outer walls, and then you guys can tell me in the comments down below what you think fits. So, be right back. Alright everyone, just to quickly sum it up, we have kind of the front forward wall for tier 2 done. This is follows pretty much the same format as the lower wall. We got these kind of fancier defensive towers, and then in the middle we have the open towers where the actual siege equipment would be for defensive purposes. And these towers, again, to reiterate, they're for infantry or archers to stand upon. No siege towers for those. That's what the plain ones are for. And it kind of gives the attackers a target to aim for kind of initially as well. Also threw on the door for this area. It is a little bit different than the other one. The shields are a little bit more put together, and my character's eyes adjust poorly to this section. But we have a lot more wood kind of facing us as a detail, and I think the door fits pretty nice in this section. You can push it open and close just like the main gate. I don't know how well it locks open though. These ones don't open quite as far as the main gate, just because there's those battlements kind of in the way. That side does, this side does not, just because the middle section here. And that is about it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you guys are enjoying the videos, feel free to subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any suggestions or video games you want me to play, or any support or negative things. Go ahead and say that too. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.